I am going to a reunion at CFC today, and by CFC I mean my treatment center. The treatment center that I spent an eternity at both times. And yeah, they're having a little reunion. I RSVP'd. I'm going with 2 of my friends from there. I'm absolutely terrified. I didn't really sleep last night. I just have a lot of trauma from there. I made a video about it, and I didn't detail all of it, obviously, because I didn't want to be triggering, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous that it'll be triggering. I'm nervous to see old therapists, people that I was there with, and I'm really nervous to just be back in that environment. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just nerve-wracking. Like, I haven't stepped foot in there not as a patient, and that's partially why I'm excited and why I wanted to go, is because I felt like it would be really healing to be in that place, in a good place. I'm excited to not have any rules. Like, I get to choose my portions, I get to choose when I come and leave. It is an hour and a half away, and it starts at 9 o'clock, so I'm up early before the sun has risen getting ready, and I actually only have like an hour. I've been up for quite a while, and I don't really know what I've been doing with my time, if I'm being honest. I kind of just laid there all night long. I'm meeting my friends that I'm going there with for breakfast before we go, so that'll be good. I'm really excited to see them, and I'm glad that we're all going together, because I feel like it would be a lot more nerve-wracking if we weren't. I might not go if I didn't have them with me. Anyways, I do not have a lot of time before I have to leave, so I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna do my makeup and hair and everything. Yeah, and I'll see you guys at breakfast.
The moon shines red, rainy skies ahead, and her heart beats fled. Woke up in her bed to the moonlight. I wish I could be strong, survive all on my own, but now I'm running out of hope. I need somebody else to save me from myself, a love to
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. We're here. Where's Ashley?
Where did she say she was?
I don't know. How are you feeling? I'm terrified. This is the building.
This is like Hannah Montana coming out for me right now.
Your double life. Oh my gosh. This is Center for Change.
Welcome. People visiting people who've been here before. People visiting
Welcome, alumni.
alumni.
I've been searching for someone for my life. I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. I've been waiting for someone to come around, but I keep on wondering.
What can you do to start taking care of yourself? We don't need to do it alone. It's so much easier to have help. It's so much easier to have support. And I never want you guys to feel embarrassed for reaching out for help. It's interesting to me that so many times new admits, when they come into the center, they're like, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed that I'm back. Why would you be embarrassed or feel bad for taking care of yourself? and asking for help. That's like the most important thing we can do. Don't ever be ashamed and embarrassed to ask for help. It's what we need to do. We ask each other for help. We get support. And it's okay. And it's nothing to be ashamed of.
This is Katie's snack.
Grad school in Minnesota.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what we ate for lunch. I had already eaten part of it by the time that I realized that I needed to take a picture. We had barbecue chicken, and I unfortunately hate barbecue sauce, so I was not the biggest fan, but normally they have really good food. Then we had a little salad, we had some potatoes, and then with that we had cheesecake, which I did not get a picture of, but it was very delicious. And for snack, we had like muffins and fruit and juice, stuff like that. Then this was the main area on residential. This is where we would go out every morning before breakfast and do our whole little routine. We did a little finger dance every morning. We would write a word for the day every day. We would come up with one as a group unanimously, and I can't remember what else we would do. We would just have a little meeting every morning. I just thought that you guys might want to see pictures of my actual treatment center, what the rooms were like, so you can kind of visualize it more. So these were the rooms on residential, and that big main area that I showed you with those really big, beautiful windows. On the other side of that was the nurses' station, and then on the other side, there was a hallway leading off to the rooms, and it looks very hospital-esque, I know. And then this was the main area on inpatient, and we spent a lot of time watching TV here. That big fireplace that's there, me and my friend Ashley would actually always go up to it in the mornings and just lean against it because it was nice and warm and toasty until they would tell us to get down. We would all just play a lot of games and just wait until the next group started, or we had meals or snacks. And then this was the dining area where the majority of my trauma is from. Here they had some games on the table. We didn't ever really play those though. We just came up with our own. And we had games called 1, 2, and all of these other ones. I can't even remember what they're called now. And something that I thought was interesting was the names of the games that we played got changed depending on which patients were there. So by the end of my stay, I had no idea what anybody was talking about or referring to when they were talking about the games because they all had different names. And we would also play card games on the unit. That was one thing that we did a lot, specifically during quarantine. Those 3 tables in the back were the inpatient tables. And then the one in the front and the one to the left of the front were the ones that PHP sat at. And then there were 2 more off camera that the adolescent unit sat at. And then this right here is the PHP room, and I showed you guys that already in the video, but I just thought that I would show you a picture of it again. This is where we had the majority of the reunion, this room and the dance room, which is what I'm getting to next. So this is the dance/yoga room where we would do a lot of really weird interpretive dance. I was not the biggest fan of it, and I love yoga. I like dance, but it didn't really feel like either to me, and they were just kind of strange. So it was not my favorite group. This room is where we had all of the presentations during the reunion. And then this room was the music room, which was my favorite group. Music group and body image group were my favorite. And body image was led by Nicole Hawkins. Music group had my favorite group leader. She was just so sweet. I really appreciated her. And what I really liked about this group was obviously it's about music, so that's going to make it my favorite, but I also really liked it because the group leader taught us a lot about using our voice, and not just musically, but when it comes to speaking up for yourself, advocating for yourself, and I think that this group was the most beneficial for me when it comes to that. And then this was the art room, and in this room, I made a satanic pumpkin. Also, this is my satanic pumpkin. There was a pentagram on him. Or he, or her, I don't know what they identify as, but there was a pentagram at the top of this. 666, goodbye. On Halloween, We could not carve pumpkins, obviously, because we could not have sharps, but we got to paint pumpkins. And we made a lot of different various little funky things in there. We had little glitter bottles. And then this was the on-site high school that they had. And we had a couple of groups in here, so I was in there a little bit, but not a lot. And this is where you met when you were applying to phase up. You had to go stand in front of your whole treatment team and various other people that you did not even know were part of your treatment team and express why you should be able to move on to the next level. We also had a little library in here, so we would go down here sometimes to check out books, and that's all I could find pictures of. There were some more other random rooms, but that's the gist of it. Those were the main rooms that we spent most of our time in. So, yeah. Okay, so I am back, and I just thought that I'd fill you in, let you guys know how it went. I could not film in there. They did not tell me that I couldn't, but I just assumed. I didn't want to be violating any PETA laws. Not PETA. I did not want to be violating any HIPAA laws. So basically we just had multiple presentations, and the very first one started with Nicole Hawkins, and she's the CEO. She teaches body image groups on RTC, which is residential and like inpatient. Today it was not a body image group. However, it felt like a group. And that's what I kind of wanted to get into a little bit. So the presentations were done by the therapists there, and I loved them, I did, but it felt very reminiscent of groups, and it did not really feel very recovery-esque. And I'm not trying to say that everybody that's left treatment should not be struggling. That's not the message that I'm trying to convey. It just seemed like it was more designed for residential and inpatient rather than a group of people that's not currently receiving treatment there. It just seemed like they were designed for a higher level of care than the people that were attending were in. But again, that's just my own personal feelings towards it. I don't want to speak negatively about it because it was a good experience. There were certain aspects about it that were kind of triggering. It was healing and triggering at the same time, as I expected it would be, just because I was in a place that caused me a lot of trauma, but it also was really healing for me at the same time. So no wonder I felt those two things going in again. But I felt it in a different way because I haven't been there in 2 years since I left the last time, and I've never been there in a good place recovery-wise. I mean, I have when I discharged, of course, but I've never been there not as a patient. So it was really nice to see the therapists. A lot of them are gone. A lot of the therapists and dietitians were gone, so I only saw a few people that I knew. I really enjoyed going with my friends. My friend Katie I hadn't seen in quite a long time, so it was good to see her. And those are friends that I made in treatment in 2019, and they are still very close friends of mine. And I'm really glad that we all went together because I don't know if I would have been able to get through it without them, honestly. The strangest thing, I think, to me was having lunch all together as a group and eating it in that place, and then knowing that it's like the same thing that people upstairs are eating in like the residential and inpatient areas. I thought, like, that felt very weird to me. I don't know how to explain it. It was just strange. But it was also kind of liberating to be able to choose my own portions and choose how many sides I had. I also left an hour early, which kind of felt nice also because I could just leave when I wanted, and I wasn't gonna get in trouble. I could show up when I wanted, although I showed up on time, which was 9 o'clock. I had to be there at 9 a.m. and it was really far away. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I didn't go to sleep last night, so my voice is kind of groggy. This video is gonna be kind of choppy because I can't speak in coherent sentences. Anyways, I got some swag. I thought that I would show it to you. I got this Center for Change mug. It says, specialized treatment for eating disorders, celebrating 25 years. So now I have CFC merch. I got a CFC pen, and then I got this little Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast hand sanitizer. So 9 to 10 was Keys to Recovery by Nicole Hawkins, the CEO. And one thing that I really liked about her group, her presentation that she's shared in other presentations, was this image of a brain. There was like 3 images. One was a brain when you're like deep into your eating disorder. The first one was with anorexia and binge eating disorder. And then the second one was with bulimia, and it looked a little bit different. Different areas of the brain were lit up. And then the third one was what it looked like a year into recovery. And she said that it actually takes your brain 5 years to recover from an eating disorder. So your brain isn't gonna light up in all of the areas like it's supposed to for 5 years. And she did say that was from 24 on, and I'm 21, so here's hoping my brain is looking all right. 10 to 10:15 a.m. was snack, and then 10:15 to 11:15 was solution focused skills and concepts for living a better life. Sorry, my eye was burning. 11:15 to 12:15 was nutrition. 12:15 to 1 was lunch, and then 1 to 1:45 was self-compassion. 1:45 to 2:30 was reconnect to self, and then that's where I left because that was like a dance presentation. We used to have a dance yoga, I don't even know, group. It was a weird combination of things. I'm not ashamed to say it wasn't my favorite. I didn't really like it. Then from 2:30 to 3 was a recovery Q&A, and I obviously didn't stay for that either because I dipped. One thing that I really liked from the self-compassion group was under the slide that says presence. I took a picture of it, I'll put it here. For me, I wrote down check in when you don't feel present, and then under that wrote questions because I have an issue with feeling present in the moment. I kind of dissociate quite a bit. So I wrote down check in when you don't feel present, and then the questions were how happy do you feel right now? What are you doing right now? Are you thinking about something other than what you're doing? And I just really liked those. I felt like they would be a good system to kind of make sure that I'm actually present when I want to be. And then we took a self-compassion quiz, and I'm happy to say that I scored high self-compassion, which is a gigantic improvement for me. I don't know how the hell that ended up happening. I didn't know that I was capable of that. I think my biggest takeaway from this experience was realizing how well I'm doing. I think going back there really confirmed in my mind that 1, that's not a place that I want to end up in again, and 2, I don't feel this need to be really sick when I'm there. I realized I can go back there and not be deathly ill, and it's okay. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you understand that part of my brain, it makes sense. And I also just realized, like, I already felt very proud of where I am in recovery, but I think it just solidified that for me. I feel more confident in it and more proud than I did before, and I feel okay to be proud of that. I think it's important to acknowledge that as an accomplishment. It really showed me that I don't need to be there, and I don't need to make anybody else insecure in their recovery by sharing that. I just want to take a moment to be proud of myself because I feel like I deserve to do that. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any other questions about the experience, let me know. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye!